So when I was really young, I started playing card games. I started with Pokemon, and then I moved on to things like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I moved on even further, maybe in high school, to something like Magic the Gathering. Since I came to Japan, I hadn't really played much of any card games for a while. I mostly dabbled in fighting games. But a friend of mine got into a game called Shadowverse, and then he subsequently got me into a game called Shadowverse. So I thought, you know what? Why not share my love of the game? So today we're going to figure out if you should play Shadowverse or not. Now, I do want to address the elephant in the room, and that is, yes, I am an official commentator for Shadowverse. That being said, I'm not going to be the one that shills the game. I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to give you a couple of tests, actually, and then you can decide for yourself after you take the test if you really want to try the game or not. How does that sound? Objective evidence, you make the decision afterward. So the tests are a series of Rorschach tests. They're just ink on a page, and then you think about what they might be or what they remind you of, and then after a while, I'll show you what the image actually is, and then after that, we can diagnose whether you should play Shadowverse or not. All right, so we're going to start simple with this first test. Here, just really think about what comes to your mind when you look at this image here, or this ink blot, and just kind of picture it in your head, and then I'll show it up on the next screen. Now, if you guess something in the ballpark of Goku from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, you're right. That's exactly what it is. All right. Good job. Pat yourself on the back. Now let's take a look at the second test. All right. So test number 2. This one is going to be a little bit more difficult, but just the first thing that pops into your head, what does this look like? What does this remind you of? Now, if you said Musashi Kishimoto's Naruto, then you're correct. Wow. Way to go. That was a pretty tough one, actually. Now, that's 2 out of 3. Let's take a look at the last test. Again, just don't really think about it too much. Just the first thing that comes to your mind is usually the correct answer. So let's take a look. All right, so those are the results. Look, let's do a quick tally of the scores here. Now, if you got 3 out of 3 correct, you aced that test, Shadowverse is definitely for you. Now, 2 out of 3, still a strong possibility you're going to like the game. And 1 out of 3, at least give it a shot, right? You might like it, you might not. Who knows? Now, look, if you got 0 out of 3 of those correct, I am so sorry. I have to apologize on behalf of the YouTube algorithm. I don't know what led you here, but thanks for stopping by. There's probably a Leffen video or Donkey or Nick Merckx or whoever on the panel. Just go and click one of those. Now, before you do leave, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the bell, and come back, just say what's up. So, if you're still here, I assume you want to play Shadowverse. So, once you download the game, the next thing you have to do is get the cards, right? So how can you do that? I mean, there's a couple of different paths that you can follow to get the actual cards. You can do, you get 50 free packs when you start. You can, beat the tutorial, go through the story mode, do the battle pass stuff, all kinds of things. Special events, they have like daily logins where you just get stuff for just logging in. And sometimes they just give stuff away for shits and giggles, man. It's really a free-to-play, friendly game. In fact, I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day who said, honestly, I think there aren't enough things in the game to pay for. So to get all the cards that you need, you could go through all those ways I just said, the ladder, the trials, all that stuff. Or like all true card gamers, you can get access to the rarest, most powerful cards in the game, which are owned by your mom and dad. So the next thing you're going to be doing is actually putting together all of your cards to build a deck. Now, deck building happens in 4 pretty predictable phases. So let's take a look at each one of them and talk a little bit more about them. Phase 1 is you poring over all of your cards, looking over the effects, meticulously trying to figure out which cards have synergy, going online, and then getting your ass handed to you by a Japanese player. So, once you pick up the pieces of your shattered ego off the ground and swallow your pride, you go online and you take a look at the best decks that are available. Then you scroll to the very bottom of that list and choose one of those decks right there. You go back online and you get your ass handed to you by a Japanese player. So once you've been completely outclassed, you go back online to that list of the best decks. You choose the one at the top of the list, and after winning game after game, you slowly come to the realization that there was no deck that you were going to build that hadn't already been done and tested by 13-year-old Yusuke here. Oh yeah, phase 4 is actually you just going back to those shitty decks that you made at the very beginning, and when your friends ask you what you're playing recently, you just say memes. Yeah, memes, as a joke. Alright. Once you've got a deck, you should probably start to find and talk to the other fans of the game. So now let's talk about how you can join and connect with the rest of the Shadowverse community. First up is Twitter, where you can talk about all the cool and buff dude cards in the game. I mean, all of them. All of them. Buff. And then right after that, it's probably a good day to just subscribe button to my channel. Oh, screwed the line up. No, they'll never do it now. Anyway, once you got a little bit sweatier at the game, you can start hitting up Twitch and watch games played by some of the pros and Asian players like old Yusuke from before. Man, look at him. Just, oh, he's so talented. And then finally, I know that no, I said no. Stop it. Stop. And there you have it. So with all that under your belt, now you know exactly how to play Shadowverse. Wait, what? That wasn't the title of the video. I didn't even talk about how to play the game. Shit.